Alright, hey nerds, a new legendary banner is upon us, and every time every time a new banner comes when it comes to legendaries, a lot of you guys ask me to do this, so I'm gonna do it again. And that, of course, is to review every color that you can roll for, and which ones might be the best to roll for just simply a powerful unit. Not too much investment, just someone you might want to get. And since, 8% is really great, which colors will be the most profitable for those who want to go for it. So let's go over everything that's included, and let's give them rankings. Let's give you an idea if you should pass on them or not. Okay, so let's start. First up, let's go with Mia. Now, a lot of you, I'm just going to say right now, obviously, Mia is a 5 out of 5. She is incredibly strong, great weapon, has a Wu Dao effect, which means she'll do more damage when her special triggers, has Flashing Blade, which means her special will trigger more often. Her weapon has initial 19 might because technically she has +3 attack on it as well. So all in all, just amazing unit. Her stats are no joke either, so she's incredibly strong. If you really want a strong sword unit, that's great. But I will say with Reds, there are a few things we need to talk about. Next up, of course, is our Vanguard Ike, and of course he's getting a 4 out of 5. Now, before anyone starts saying why not a 5 out of 5, well, that's kind of the problem here with a lot of the Reds, okay? Technically, I was going to give Mia a 4 out of 5, but I just didn't want to do that because, she's strong, she's great, but here is the looming thing here. The instant this whole banner goes live, you're gonna have a free version of Vanguard Ike here. So if you're really aiming for a strong sword unit, you're probably just gonna want to go for your free Ike. I'm just saying, he's going to be neutral, no problems, has blessings, all that fun stuff. So, really, there's no real reason to, roll for it if you're trying for a strong red unit, I guess. And that's mostly because also included in this is, of course, our good friend, the Tomato Prince. And while I really like Leo in his game and in his, summer skin and all this fun stuff, they have not been too kind to him in how it works with a lot of what's going on. Original Leo, of course, has some problems, and also Summer Leo continues these problems. He does have some nice passives, at least, in the form of, I believe, attack ploy, sorry there. And, of course, because of that, well, you have some issues. You're not going to be able to really work with him. He does not have as much speed as he could. He does not have as much, in terms of attack as well, so all in all, he's going to have some problems. And while it may take some time and you can refine him to be just as good as any others, when it comes to investment, I really don't think it's worth rolling for red if you're going to end up getting Leo. Unless, of course, you're collecting, Leo. Who's to say? However, let's just go over all of this. Red, all in all, I would say a 3 out of 5. I would give it a pass if you're just trying to get a strong sword unit, because you're going to get a free Ike out of it anyways, so why bother? Unless you really like Mia or really want Mia in her own ways, and you're going for maybe collection. Alright, so enough about Reds, let's go on to the next one when it comes to units, and that of course is Blue. Now, I'm just going to say there's only 2 included right now because Ephriam is technically not out yet, and I can't really give you too much sound advice, but I will say a few things about him as we go along. So first up, Shiro. Shiro has a lot of fun things about him. I'm giving him a 3 out of 5. He was close to 4 out of 5 because he has a lot of great skills. Steady Stance, which is just phenomenal for any unit that might need to participate in an enemy phase team, something like that. So he has more defense when he's attacked. Great weapon to work with that. Also has Defense Tactic, which is also a very nice C skill. All in all, while he's great, he does have some problems stat-wise in some ways, some regards. But even then, he's a really popular unit, and I'm kind of regretting not giving him a 4 out of 5, because really, he's fun, and I like him a lot. From there, we of course have, well, you can guess it's Summer Corn, and I'm giving her a 4 out of 5 because of a lot of reasons. Good stat line, at least for a flyer tome unit, and of course, well, she's a flyer tome unit. That's not something we have that is normal happenstance. That's not something that's easy to look at and go, huh, I'll just go and pull that out of the normal pool. Almost all of our tome flyers, pretty sure all of our tome flyers have been seasonal units, and missing out on her would be a problem, and that's just a big problem there. But, she's a strong unit, and honestly, we need to talk about Ephriam now, too. Let me just say, Ephriam, with his stats, well, at least with his skills, he's posing a very strong situation of being pretty powerful. The reason being, of course, he is a Cavalier. He has a great weapon, he has a great B skill that can give him a lot of options, give him healing options. To give you an example, it says that it stacks with healing skills such as Soul, so if that is to be, trusted, that means that he can stack that with Aether, meaning that he could trigger things a lot faster with Heavy Blade Seal, allowing him to do a lot of damage and heal a lot from that as well, because that would be 80% of a heal with Aether alone. And that scares the ever-living crap out of me, obviously. And, just imagine that. Imagine him with horse buffs, imagine him with all of that. So, all in all, I would probably say that blues are a very, very safe pull in some ways. The lesser scale, you're going to get Shiro, who has some really nice abilities, and on the better scale, you're going to get an Ephriam or a Corrin, who can fit well in any sort of team. And that is not even the least of the options. We're going into the best color now, friends. The absolute best color, okay? Greens. Greens have Brave Ike, which I don't think I really have to explain this to you, but let me just say. Great weapon. He has a fantastic ability on his weapon. That means consecutive hits just do less damage. It's great. He also has one of the most touted abilities in the game when it comes to passives in Steady Breath, something that everyone wants and everyone will use. Just the more he gets more defense when he's attacked, and his special trigger gets reduced when that happens. So there's just no reason to avoid him. He's fantastic, and hey, if you're rolling for greens, you're gonna get Steady Breath if you get lucky. It's a great skill. I can't say that enough. I mean, honestly, that's just the tip of the iceberg, though. We also have Dorcas. No mutton will stop him from getting 5 out of 5, obviously, because as a unit, he has a lot going for him. He has Fierce Stance. That's just basically what you can expect from him, allowing him to get more attack out of being attacked. And since, well, he does have a lot of options there, he also has a distant counter weapon and comes with quick riposte, whichever you want to call it. And that is a fantastic unit all on his own. He has a lot of great stats. He doesn't need to worry about too many things, and you can make him amazing. Just, I really can't say it enough. And of course, we also have to talk about Gunthra, who's going to be there as well. I mean, Gunthra, what else can I say? Great Cavalier unit. Very interesting effects in her B skill, as well as her tome, which allows her to manipulate those who are going to be, debuffed. And if you don't happen to have that, you can always run her in a Cavalier team as well. And, why not? Honestly, green is probably the best, absolute best color to pull from, just bar none. Great units, great passives to, give on to others, Fierce Stance, Steady Breath, things like that. And, some really powerful units in case you need to build something like a horse team in Gunthra, or just have some more options available to you. Because seriously, this is ridiculous. Alright, so let's move on from the best to probably one of the worsts. And that's mostly because, as much as I hate to say it, well, colorless are kind of in a bit of a situation here. Jafar, 2 out of 5, mostly because while he's amazing in some ways, he can definitely create a great Savage Blow type of deal here, where he does a lot of damage not only to those around, the enemy's targeting, but everyone, just in general. The only problem, though, is that this takes refinement, and Divine Dew is something that is, well, I would say better used on some other units unless you are really a super fan of Jafar, and all in all, he is still a relic of a bygone era that just has not found his footing in a lot of ways. From there, Summer Guys, he's a very good archer, but when it comes to a lot of the other archers that are currently available in the game right now, he, and available in other banners, perhaps, in other situations or later down the line, I would really say that you can skip him unless you are really a fan of Gaius. He does have, I believe, Defense Ploy, which, I mean, if you really want to use that, by God, you do it. All right. Last but not least, we of course have Olivia. Now, Performance Arts Olivia is probably the highest here, 4 out of 5. She is one of the rarities in the fact that she is a dancer, and a seasonal one at that, and there are not very many, well, dancers when it comes to normal units. So any more additional dancers you can get are definitely a plus. She's also a very good mage tank. She has, of course, a Breath of Life weapon, and that's just, you know, I mean, what more can I say? A dance all in all. So, what exactly would I say for this banner when it comes to legendaries? What color would you aim for? My advice is greens and blues are probably the best option for you. Blues, the worst again, you might get Shiro. The best, you're gonna get something like Ephriam or Corrin. Greens obviously have a huge advantage. They all have fantastic units, and no matter which one you get from that, it's going to be worthwhile. Because, you know, Brave Ike is fantastic, Dorcas is fantastic, Gunthra can be great. And that is simply all I have to say here. I hope you guys found this informative, and if you did, feel free to leave a like, it really helps a lot, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. Going through legendary banners is always kind of fun, and I like making rankings like this. Maybe I'll do some things more like this, you know, as time goes on, but there you guys go. And if you, again, greens and blues, guys. Greens and blues. All right, catch you later.